What's going on, people? What is going on? Thank you for joining us today on another episode of Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J. with my partner Ghost, and we're excited to bring you a great day and a great show of Real Tough Talk and UFL football. And we have a good day. That's why I'm happy the weather's actually good.
And there was a little bit of snow on the field, but it was able to be broken up because it got way warmer than I expected later on in the game. You know, so obviously it's good things that's, promising the game. The only thing that's the negative is that afterwards we got to deal with you talking smack on the show where you don't know what you're talking about, and all you have is hot air. You just, talk nonsense, and I have to correct you most of the time. So that's a chore for me, but unfortunately that's what we got to deal with here.
Well, we already know who's a football mind. Just because you're trying to throw insults and stuff like that, I'm going to take the higher road, and I'm not even going to lower myself to that level.
The higher road?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Now, a little off topic, had a little situation with the spouse, and I just wanted your opinion on it. She asked me, we've been together about 22 years, and, she asked me about birthmark on her hand and, the finger and stuff like that, a little spouse test. And I actually got the wrong hand. So am I in a lot of trouble?
You should know.
Why should it be so? Why is it such a big deal?
Listen, I'm gonna say this: if you get something like that wrong, you're gonna have to pay the price. You're not gonna know when. You're not gonna know how it's gonna happen. But you're gonna be punished for not knowing something about your wife. And I'm not saying that I agree with that whole thing. I understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, you know how the whole spouse thing works or whatever. You're supposed to know every inch of your spouse. You're supposed to know everything that they're gonna say and all of that stuff. Because if not, you're not paying attention to them. You don't really know them like that, and all this weird stuff. So I understand, but just look to be punished later on, just you're not going to know when.
My uncle always told me, if you be in the kitchen too long, eventually you're going to get hot.
Wait. I never heard that saying before.
So that pretty much sums up that situation.
If you be in the kitchen too long, you're going to get hot?
Listen, I'm going to tell you one more time.
Okay.
My uncle had a saying that if you're in the kitchen too long, eventually you're going to get hot. So that sums up that whole thing. And we'll jump
I'll just leave that analogy alone.
We'll jump into the Carver, the first game, the Carver versus Shockers game. Now, Shockers are a team, I think they're a sleeper team. I think they have the capability of beating any team in this league. The problem is their best weapon is their biggest curse, their quarterback. He is definitely, I would say, the most talented quarterback in the UFL. As far as the ability to throw the football and use his legs, the most talented. But what makes him great is what makes him disastrous. He's Brett Favre touch football. Every throw he feels he can make, he attempts to make, and it gets him in trouble sometimes.
And it's the problem. The main issue with Ramsey, I believe, is that his decision making is all over the place. That's the issue I believe.
But not his talent. His talent.
No, his talent. I think that he has the arm. I think that he has the skill to battle with any quarterback that plays in TFL. He's fast. He's run. He can scramble. He's quick on his feet, and he has one of the best arms I've ever seen, going downfield. Of course,
I agree.
But his decision making is where he leaves you wanting, because he makes certain decisions at certain points of the game that don't make any sense. Sometimes he'd rather take a gamble than to go for the sure thing. Yep. Sometimes you're supposed to go for the gamble, but he doesn't know the time and place to do it at certain points in the game, and I think that's the issue he has.
And they're playing against a Carver team that has turned it around. That won, I believe, they've won a few games in a row, and they're gearing up to make the playoffs. They had Boo Boo here today, making sure he qualified. They'll have Boo Boo here, which is great because I think he brings them a lot more energy than the team has been lacking. You know what I mean? He was here in the beginning of the season. He's here now. He definitely is going to qualify for the playoffs, which, everybody's always looking at the star players and make sure they qualify. But my main thing is he brings a lot of energy that this team has been lacking in the first few weeks.
And I think that the energy that they lacked is one of the reasons why they were lacking in some of the games that they lost this season.
Right.
They didn't have these guys in the most important games. They were here in general, but they weren't here when they really needed them, especially the game against them Getters, the game against the Violators. I think those are the main two games that they suffered from,
Right.
having that lack of energy, because normally you would see Carver be, more elevated in those games.
Yeah.
And I feel like that a lot of times they came off flat, especially in those games.
Well, we're going to jump into this game right now. We're going to let you know what's going on. We're going to start with Carver getting the ball. Second down, Chuck throws the cable, cutting in the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. Next down, Chuck throws the ball in the gap, who runs to the 5-yard line, taking him to 4th and goal. On 4th and goal, Chuck scrambles with blocker from Ricky. Chuck throws to Vic, open on the sideline, who runs in it for a touchdown. 6-0, Carver takes the lead. What I like about this is Vic played against Carver in the championship with YMM. And now he signs a deal with them, playing with them here. Mijo played against them when he was YMM too. But that's different. Vic played with YMM, and now he's playing with Carver. I think it's just so cool that, once again, Pams goes into his head, his hat of tricks, and pulls out another one.
But another thing that we got to notice is this is yet another touchdown that's, occurs when Ricky is protecting Chuck.
Former block of the year.
So my thing is, when you have someone like that giving you that extra time, it gives Chuck the ability to find find receivers that get open in certain gaps. So this is exactly what happened here. When you have Ricky blocking for you, it makes a quarterback that much more successful.
Ramsey throws to Amir in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Then Ramsey throws to Amir again in the gap, taking him to the 20-yard line. Second down, Ramsey on 4 rush, passes 2 defenders all the way to the 3rd down. Great run. This is what Ramsey do. His speed is crazy, and white man can run. Just to let y'all people know. He may not be able to jump, but white man can run. 3rd down, Ramsey throws to Meese in front of the end zone. That's going to be dropped, incomplete. Last down, Ramsey rolls right, throws to Meese again in the front of the end zone, knocked away by Bo, turnover on downs. And these are the situations. First of all, Meese got to make that catch. He doesn't. Ramsey attempts to come back on him here again, but Carver's waiting for him. Bo with the great defense to make that stop.
And I think right here, that drop by Meese actually drew attention towards him because he was open for that play. He's one person that I know normally makes those catches for Ramsey. All of a sudden, he drops his pass. Bo was able to be, to spot him now, and now he's knowing that Ramsey's going to go back to him. He's able to be there and knock that pass away. Good defense.
3rd and long, after 2 incomplete passes, Chuck with great blocking by Ricky throws a soup in the gap for a nice game. And these are the things that these coaches could do. Tone has did it coaching with Creep. We've seen Creep has been an awesome defensive player. Pamson does it with Soup, an great offensive player. Diamonds in the rough that you don't expect to step up. Soup has been playing great this year, and that's something that these coaches can just go out and find players that nobody will even think about. 4th and goal, Chuck on 4 rush, throws the Soup, cut in the middle for a big game, picking up the first down. If you look here, Chuck is not getting pressured at all. Next play, Chuck throws deep to Cable Guy on the sideline for a big gain. Second down, Chuck throws a who gets past one defender, gets all the way to the 1-yard line. Then next play, Chuck throws a cable, cutting in front of the end zone for the touchdown, putting them up 12-0.
And the thing about it, because Chuck was not pressured when they was trying to get the first down, Chuck was able to find a way to drive down the field in a couple of plays. They were really behind. They had a lot of yards to make up on that first drive, first down. They had to, the Shockers off defense had to buckle down and stop them. That he had the opportunity because Chuck wasn't under pressure. He's able to make up all that yards and get the first down. I think that's what led to the score.
First down, Ramsey throws Amir in the middle and is picked off by Joe Blow, giving it back to the Mobb. And you can't do this if you're Ramsey. Joe Blow's a veteran. This guy's a former UFL championship MVP, and you can't make that throw unless you're absolutely sure you can get it there. Joe makes him pay for it.
And something that Ramsey should know by now, that Joe Blow is one of their main guys, especially on defense.
Yep.
He knows how to read the ball. He plays the middle pretty well, and he knows exactly where Ramsey's going for. He's able to go and snatch that ball. Even though he was passing to Amir, Joe Blow read it, and he's able to make a good play on it.
Chuck fakes the handoff to White and then throws White on the sideline. White is not looking, incomplete. Second down, Chuck throws a nick in the gap, almost picked off by Pig. Third down, Chuck throws a Bo on the sideline. Bo with a nice catch for a decent game. Last down, Chuck throws a Cable on the sideline, but he stopped short of the end zone. Turnover on downs. Shockers make a stop, and I think it all had to do with that big play by White dropping that pass, because if you look here, he kind of had the sideline. But what I like about this is Shockers put their foot in the sand and they make a stop, showing they got a decent defense. I wouldn't say it's elite, but they have a pretty good defense, especially when you add Pig to it, and that's a good stop by this defense.
Yes, I would have liked Pig to get that interception there. He made a good play on it, but fortunately for them, they were still able to stop them. Making that interception, they would have been in better field position, but good defense nonetheless, and they get the ball back.
Ramsey throws a man in the gap for a decent gain. Third down, Ramsey runs on 4 rush for a few more yards. Last down, Ramsey throws the receiver in the middle. Incomplete, turnover on downs. It's like these teams, they're trying to lose because you can't have an opportunity to get a first down and not take that chance. I don't know what Ramsey's thinking. They're right next to the first down, and unfortunately, they can't get it.
Listen, and obviously we know that greed is a sin. Sometimes it can cause you to get into a lot of problems. Right here, I think Ramsey got too greedy, trying to look for more than he needed. He didn't go for that first down, and unfortunately for him, that's why they caused a turnover, and he loses the ball here. Chuck
on the last play before half throws it up. Soup makes a nice catch out of bounds. That's going to take it, but it's out of bounds. It's going to take us into the half, 12-0, Carver Mobb. If I'm Carver, look, at the end of the day, we had the ball 4 times and we scored twice. I'll take that. We scored 50% of the time we had the ball. I'll take that. Had we not made a mistake with a drop earlier on the sideline to pass to White, maybe we'd have some more points, but I'll take that right now. 2 touchdowns in the UFL is a lot because it's hard to score here.
And for the Shockers, if I'm the Shockers, I got to look at it this way. Our main strength is what's killing us in this game. Our offense is killing us. We're not able to put up points, and we're not making the best decisions on the field. We're wearing out our defense. Our defense can do but so much against a team like Carver Mobb at this point. So we got to start come out in the second half firing. I think that the next drive, we have to go to score. That's our winning strategy. We have to come out scoring in our next drive. Otherwise, we're making it that much more harder for ourselves.
Second half, Ramsey gets the ball for Shockers. Ramsey throws to Chris in the gap for a decent game. Third down, Ramsey's blitzed by Joey. Rolls left, throws short pass to Naheem, knocked away by Bo. Last down, near the 50-yard line, Ramsey throws to Naheem on the sideline, knocked away by Joe Blow. Turnover on downs. Once again, this offense is not even able to get a first down. You're practically playing to lose if you can't pick up a first when it's right in your grasp.
And this is another situation where you get too greedy and you move, and you're not trying to get the short first down. You saw what happened in that last drive. They were able to stop you at 4th down. Now you're right near the first down. Just a quick dump off. You assure that you're going to keep driving down the field. But no, you try to get something bigger. Carver Mobb's defense is able to stop you, and yet again you lose the ball.
Second down, Chuck throws a Cable in the middle for a decent gain. Carver has a few more plays, but it's stopped at the 10-yard line, turnover on downs. Great stop by Shockers. Their defense is here this half, makes a stop on Carver's first attempt.
But this is a good defensive stop for the Shockers, but the thing that they got to understand is time is not on their side right now. So it's important for them to score in this next drive. Hopefully they can pick it up here.
Ramsey on 4 rushes, just sacked by Mijo. Great sack by Mijo, stepping up where they lost Happy. Happy went to the Spartans, but Mijo has always been Carver Mobb's ball giver, and he's showing why he's important at that position. Third down, Ramsey's blitzed by Ricky, throws a Welch to the gap, incomplete. Last down, Ramsey throws to Ozzie on the sideline, out of bounds, turnover on downs, and this team basically cannot move the ball at all. Second down, Chuck throws to Vic in the gap, high and incomplete. Third down, Chuck with blocking from Chulo this time. Throws to Vic, wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, the defense leaves him wide open in the back, and that's going to put Carver even further up 18-zip.
And this is exactly what happens when your defense starts to wear down. They've been on the field a little too much in this game because their offense is pretty much one drive and done. They're not getting anything done, and their defense is, trying to pick up the slack. Carver's eventually going to take advantage, and if you see here, Vic, a guy who's not necessarily the smallest guy on the field, is slipping by the defense. No insult to Vic, because he finds a way to get open. They don't follow him, and he's standing there waiting for the pass to fall into his hands.
Ramsey gets blitzed and sacked by Ricky. Second down, Ramsey throws the Welch in the middle. That's going to be for a decent game. Third down, Ramsey throws a Welch on a silent, incomplete. Last down, Ramsey throws it up to Ned, high, incomplete. Another turnover on downs, giving it back to Carver. Chuck is going to go a short pass to Joey for a nice gain. Then he's going to throw a short pass in the middle to Chulo, getting the first down, ending the game. Carver coming away with the win, 18-0 over the Shockers.
And this is a game that as soon as Carver, took over the game and started scoring, it was pretty much all she wrote from there because the Shockers couldn't get nothing done on offense at all to the point where they couldn't even get first down. So I think that I'm not going to say to take away the win from Carver, but Shockers just pretty much put it on a platter and said, here you go, your win, because we don't want it. That's exactly what happened in this game.
I've never seen such pathetic play by a quarterback with so much talent in all my life. You can't have the ball 6 times, get picked off once, and 2 other times can't pick up a first down. It's time for Ramsey to realize who and what he is. God has given this man too much talent for him to make the mistakes that he's making over and over and over again. Now, this is the loss where Shockers got to look at themselves and say, who are we? Are we a team that can compete and actually fight one of these teams for a championship? Or are we a team that's just here just to play our league fee and go home? Because I think this team can beat anybody in this league if their quarterback stays on his focus. They beat Rep City with Ramsey throwing, if you remember when it was Riot Squad.
Yeah.
Walk-off touchdown pass by Ramsey. Mm-hmm. Then he goes against 99, stinks it up. Ramsey got to figure out who he is. And until he figure out he's as good as any one of these other quarterbacks, he's just going to be a guy known as, he can do a lot of things but except win.
And to mention Carver, they had a very slow start in this season. 2 games that you didn't normally expect them to lose, they lost this season. But since then they've picked it up. They found ways to keep it together. Their attendance is getting a little bit better. Guys are coming more consistent, and I think that they're gelling together more now than they were in the beginning of the season. And I think that that's trouble moving forward because now we're gonna see the playoff Carver Mobb, the championship Carver Mobb. If they keep playing this way, they're going to start getting their stride back, and a lot of teams got to watch out for them again because it seems like they're coming back to play.
Now, we got to always remember, Super Friends are the champs.
Yeah.
They're the UFL champs. But Carver won a chip 3 years in a row here. Violators have won a chip here before. So they got other teams that's elite. Right now, and them Getters obviously has always been a great team in this league.
Yeah.
But Carver's a team that you don't want to sleep on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of teams have confidence that they can beat them, which is great. That's great for football. But you got to limit your mistakes against them. They capitalize on other teams' errors, other teams' mistakes, and other teams' weaknesses. They knew what they were doing coming into this game. They knew that they was going to give Ramsey the short and dare him to throw deep. You know what I mean? And because they want him to throw deep. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So they're like, yo, we know you're not going to go short. Go deep because that's all you can do. And he did it. He wasn't even able to pick up 2 first downs on 2 drives. You can't do that if you're Ramsey. You're too talented. Carver's too smart. Hats off to them because they turned it around, and now they won 3 games in a row. Mm-hmm. And that everything is about standings and playoff matchups. That's why them getting hot now is the big thing. We have to see how Violators do. And so at the end of the day, you can't sleep on this Carver team. They can always have the ability to turn around and start the pedal to the metal when the playoffs start.
And that's the thing about Carver Mobb that a lot of teams need to remember. They are a team that literally emulates the NFL New England Patriots. Yep. They're a team that, regardless of who's on the field, regardless of what time in the game it is, they figure out ways to win. And that is one of the most dangerous things to face, especially later in the season and into the playoffs. We've seen a playoff game where the way the Patriots end up going to the Super Bowl. When they came back from a big deficit, they found a way to win that game. And now they're going to the Super Bowl yet again. this is something that we've seen Carver Mobb do, in their own right. Come back when you think that the chips are down on them, they find ways to make it happen.
Yeah.
And they've been doing that in a lot of their games, especially in these last 3 games.
Yep.
This game wasn't one of them because they had the game in the bag from the beginning. But this Carver Mobb team, regardless of what's going on the field, it's a team that you always got to watch out for.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up. Carver comes away with the win over Shockers, 18-0. We're going to be right back. Real Tough Talk. Next game up, Dutchmen versus Spartans. Both these teams started slow. I like the Spartans quarterback, Chris. He plays with Weeks Lane. I think in Friday Night Lights. He plays in Friday Night Lights. He won the C tournament in Friday Night Lights. But this guy's talented. He is like Ramsey. I would love these guys to run a race.
Okay.
Both of them got speed. I think Ramsey has a better arm, strong arm. But this Dutchman team is definitely didn't play the way I expected them to play this season. But they always got the capability of turning it around. I like Chris, the other receiver, the Chris receiver.
Yeah.
He's playing good this season. Frank is not giving me what he gave me last year. He was an all-star last year. I think he's still getting used to playing with quarterback Chris, and it's hurting him defensively.
Yeah, I think that Frank is being asked to do more on this team this season because last year I saw him focus more on defense than offense. Now he has to pick up the slack for a lot of players that aren't here this year that were there last year. I'm remembering their all-star linebacker Isaiah, who had a terrific season last year, and because of that, he didn't have to worry about picking up so much slack. I think now, because certain guys aren't here this season, he had to pick up more on both sides, and I think that it's hurting his game on defense. So I think that that's one of the issues that he's dealing with.
They definitely shout to them because they definitely got a better quarterback.
Yes.
Chris is better than what they had last year. He's better than White. So that's a great shout to Anton doing a good job of that. Spartans, on the other hand, a lot of guys haven't showed up. A lot of guys been coming the last few weeks. And the problem with this team this season, Dave, too many turnovers. I've lost 2 championships to Dave. This guy's a veteran. He needs to be respected as some of the top quarterbacks in the league. But this year, he has not played with them. But you got to give him some slack because the main core of his team, which was most of the Raiders guys, hasn't been here. They came last week. They didn't win the game, but they were a little more competitive. And they're here this week, and we're going to see them be a little more competitive this game also.
And I think that the main reason why there was, things didn't work out in that last game, even though their Raiders guys did come, was because Dave's game didn't improve since then. Dave was still struggling in that game. He was still turning over the ball. He was still missing passes that he normally makes.
Right.
And because of that, that's why, things are not going as well. Hopefully he gets to fix that in this game because he's going to need to, especially a team like the Dutchmen who's not going to wait for him to get his game going. He has to figure out a way early to get his game going. Otherwise, this may be another loss for this team.
Well, we're going to jump right into the game. After getting the first down, Chris throws to Steve on the sideline for a decent gain. Third down, Chris throws it to the receiver in the middle, gets him to the 5-yard line. 4th and goal, Chris finds Steve cutting in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Felipe can't keep up with him. They get the extra point, 7-0. Dutchmen take the lead.
And first strike, the Dutchmen get it going. Steve is another person on this team that I like. He's one person that's been stepping up the last couple weeks. And Chris is getting to know it. Chris already gotten to know these guys.
Yeah.
He's starting to get comfortable with them. He's able to drive down the field and, catch them in gaps. And this is a great way to start off in this game.
Dave gets the ball for Spartans. Dave, with blocking from Happy Feet, throws downfield to Asa, who has a step on Steve. Big game first down. I like Asa. I coached this guy when I coached SYS. This guy is a game breaker. He can make plays when you give him opportunity. He's not as fast as Happy, which is his brother, but he's more elusive. I think he has better moves, more stop and go than Happy. But you get the best of both worlds with these guys, and he's showing the ability to go downfield, something that we haven't really seen from this team earlier in the season. Dave throws to Asa in the gap again, gets him to the 10-yard line. Then third down, Dave throws the Asa short. If you look here, Steve misses the tag. Asa reaches out into the end zone for the touchdown. Dutchmen get gets flagged for cursing, but they get the touchdown. JJ gets the extra point, 7-7. Spartans strike right back.
And I think that one missed tag is what earned them the cursing flag. But here you see Asa pretty much taking over in this drive, being a big add-on to this offense because he's a playmaker in his own right. My thing is, he's a person that in his own right is a talented offensive player.
Absolutely.
He's a good weapon for Dave that he needed early in the season.
Oh, tell me
he's
about
here, and now Dave has another target to go to, and they're able to score here.
Chris on 4 rush, gets past the giver, runs for a decent gain, picking up the first down. Chris then throws a Frank in the gap for a decent gain. 3rd down, Chris on 4 rush scrambles, throws to Steve in the middle. That's going to be dropped. Last down, we're blocking from Mike. Chris scrambles, throws it up incomplete, turnover on downs. If you look here, Chris had a receiver open in the corner. He misses them, and they end up turning over the ball.
And I think here he's scrambling, trying to throw the ball up, but a quarterback has to notice the situation that's there in front of them. He has a receiver here. I believe that's Steve waiting in the corner here. All he has to do is draw the defense out, because a lot of defensive guys have a habit of watching the quarterback. You draw them out, roll to the opposite side, bring them over, and then throw it to him right here. You do that, attract the defense over, and this guy's open here. Nobody would be able to make it to him if you throw a zip pass here. Unfortunately, he misses that, and it ends up being a turnover.
After a few plays, Dave throws it up before half. The pass is caught, but short of the end zone. Takes us into halftime, 7-7. Well, if I'm Spartans, I'm pretty much liking what we did. Dave is similar to Casey. The man is great at killing the clock. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's why there was only 2 possessions per team, because Dave knows how to kill the clock. He's not going to rush, and that's what I love about Dave's game. He's not going to let you take him off of what he wants to do. So we got 7-0. We didn't score the second time, but we barely had any time left. I'm okay. I'm confident. I love to see that Ace is getting involved. You know what I mean? I'm able to show that he's elusive enough to give me some points, and I got to get him the ball more in the second half.
And right here with the Dutchmen, they're tied with this team. They're able to score first. I like that. Hopefully they're able to do that in the second half. I believe that if they're able to repeat what they did in the second half and never slow down, never take their foot off the pedal, I think they have a good chance to catch this Spartans team by surprise. But they have to be the one to make the first strike in the second half. I know their offense can do it as long as Chris keeps in the pocket and doesn't miss his guys on offense. I think they'll be just fine.
Second half, Dave hands the ball to Troy with blocking, runs for a decent game, picking up the first down. That's what we need. I like Troy. I'm a Troy fan. I always said that guy was 6 foot. He's been one of the best guys in football because his heart is crazy. Great run by Dave. This is another thing the Spartans like to do. They like to attack you from different angles. Second down, Dave throws to JJ in the middle for a decent game, getting him near the 20-yard line. 3rd down, Dave on 4 rush scrambles, throws it to Troy in the front of the end zone, knocked away by Steve. Spartans can't score on the next down, turnover on downs, big stop by Dutchmen.
And Troy just drew attention to himself in the same way as so many other players when they make a big play. As soon as he made that run, now you have defensive guys watching you, seeing, hey, here's a person that can get lost in defense. Let me pay attention to him. Troy had the opportunity to get this pass here, but fortunately for Steve, he's able to spot him and make a good defensive play to cause a stop.
Second down, Chris gets the ball. He's going to throw it to receiver in the middle. Picked off by Joel. Gives it back to the Spartans. And if you're Chris, you cannot throw that pick, especially on second down. Your defense just made a stop. You can't give the ball right back, and that's exactly what he does.
And the problem here is Chris was under pressure. He was just about to get the sack, and he tried to avoid it by tossing the ball out. Unfortunately, I would rather take the sack than the interception here. Joel's able to capitalize with the ball thrown right to him. He picks it off. Great interception by Joel.
Second down, Dave throws it up to JJ in the end zone. JJ with a nice catch over the defender for the touchdown. Asa gets the extra point. It's 14-7, and I'm going to tell that guy right now, you got mouse, dog. That is a great play by JJ. I've been saying it all season, but just look at the screen and look at JJ, and you can see you got mouse. Great play by JJ there.
And that's not fair. I mean, you're pointing this guy out, that he got mouse, but obviously Dave is going to throw that pass because there's a clear mismatch in terms of height. This guy is JJ is twice this guy's height, so there was no way that Dave wasn't going to throw that pass. That's a good way to spot that, though, and JJ's able to capitalize with a good catch.
Next drive, Chris throws to Frank in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first down. Then Chris throws to Chris on the sideline, short, knocked away by Troy. Next down, Chris throws it to receiver in the middle, almost picked up by Happy Feet. Dutchmen can't get any closer. They have to punt, give it back to the Spartans.
This was good defense by Spartans, slowing down the Dutchmen's drive. This was one of their opportunities to take the lead in this game, or to at least come back in this game. Spartans buckled down on defense, make a great play to stop them from scoring. Now they have the driver's seat in this game.
After 2 plays to kill the clock, Dave, a blocker from Happy Feet, runs for a nice gain. Spartans have to punt after. And that's what I said what makes Dave smart. He already up by a touchdown. No need to take a chance, kill the clock, and force Dutchmen to try to have a walk-off score. We're going to see if that comes to light. Chris on 4 rush, runs past the giver for a few yards, picking up a decent gain. 3rd down, Chris throws to Frank in the middle to get them close to the 5-yard line. 4th and goal, Chris is blitzed by Happy, scrambles and throws to Chris in the back of the end zone. It's knocked away by JJ, but the flag comes out. Spartans gets flagged for giver rushing early. And what do you think of that call?
I think that this was a good call because they tried to run one of those giver schemes where the giver is switched and they split the giver and you don't know which one is coming in. The referee spots that and throws the flag. The Spartans tried to pull a fast one. The refs catch them, and the Dutchman has yet another play to score on this drive.
4th and goal. Chris scrambles on 4 rush. Throws to Frank in the corner of the end zone. Frank catches it, but can't hold on to the ball. Incomplete pass. End of the game. Spartans come away with the win, 14-7.
And that is a heartbreaker right there because the game was pretty much in their hands. All they had to do was hold on to that ball. They score. They could either tie the game, go into overtime, or go for 2 and go for it all. None of that happened because Frank wasn't able to hold on to the ball. He put in effort for it, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to come down with the ball. That's unfortunate.
And this is the all-star last year that made plays, and I don't see the same Frank this year.
Again,
he made it for defense.
That's exactly.
But he showed the ability to play offense, and there's still catching is catching. If you could catch a pick on defense, you could catch a pass on offense. Frank has to hold on to that football. Great scramble by Chris.
Yeah.
Great way to find him. And I think Frank let that one go. On the Spartan side, that is a great game plan. They're not trying to shoot out. They don't got the firepower to shoot out with teams. They get the ball to their playmakers, JJ. They get the ball to their playmaker, Asa. They get it to Troy. As long as they get it to their playmakers and they slow the game down, that's the way that this team can win some games.
The thing about it is these guys got to be there for Dave. And I think that is the key to them moving forward in the next couple of games because they haven't been there. Dave has been trying to make things work on his own, and it hasn't been working for him. So as long as these guys are here to come up with an offensive scheme for Dave to use, I think that they'll be just fine. They were able to manage the game better in this game than they were in games past. If they're able to do this, they have a better chance of winning the next couple games.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up. Spartans come away with the win over Dutchmen, 14-7. We're going to be right back. Next game up, 99 Problems versus F.O.E. Let me say it the other way. F.O.E. versus the Eastern Conference champions, 99 Problems. Put some respect on their name.
And at this point, they earn that respect.
Thank you.
Because they are one of the best teams in the East this year, a team that nobody...
You're disrespecting them. They're one of the best teams in the league.
Oh, yeah, of course. But I'm saying they're in one division. So I'm only going by the division. And they are one of the best, if not the best, arguably the best in the East right now.
Yes.
They are definitely the hottest team in the East right now. They have been finding ways to win with just mainly role player guys.
Absolutely.
They have, a player, a take charge player like Shannon, but he's more in the management role a captain role on this team. More so than the firepower, the person that's, running up the stats and the score. But, he's ready to do that when he needs to. Casey's been playing very well, getting into these last couple of games, controlling the game the way he usually does. and you have a lot of their role players coming in and making plays for them. Mike has been one of the standout guys for this team. He's been playing terrific defense. He's been a weapon of offense. Everything that you asked of this guy, he came up and delivered this season. Yep. One person that you kind of killed when he was on Never Scared, saying that he was almost a liability on I think you used those words last season.
I mean, if you're going to quote me, quote me right.
Okay, what did you say?
I say he was a liability at safety.
Okay.
I thought he should be playing more of a corner because I didn't think he had learned how to read the quarterbacks. Oh, but that's not happening this year.
No. The thing about it is he's not playing cornerback the way you said. And he's actually still playing safety. He shifts from safety to linebacker, going back and forth. But regardless of what, he's been playing terrific, showing people like you that he is a lot more talented than you give him credit for. And that's this team as a whole.
F.O.E. is a good team. I like Dave, good quarterback. Twan is one of my favorite players. Great two-way player, a guy that people need to talk about. Bob is a veteran, you know. Milt, former block of the year. This is a good team, but they have not been able to put it together. Ghostface, playing great, should be an all-star. They just not able to put games away. They be in the game, but they can't put the games away.
I think they suffered this season the same situation that Rep City suffered this season about them being in the game. They compete, but they can't put it away like you said. They had games where they had the opportunity, and they always fall short. I think that's the issue with this team. They're a team that you can't always count out, but they have to take the game in their hands and win it for themselves. It's not going to happen for them, and that's something that they have to learn, at least in this game and moving forward.
Now, unfortunately, we had an issue with the camera, so we missed a few plays on this, so I'm going to give you a rundown. David gets an interception on F.O.E's first possession. Mm-hmm. And then Casey comes down and scores with the same guy we were talking about earlier, Mike. So right now, they're up. So just to let y'all know what happened, you know, unfortunately, like I said, we had a situation, you know, with a family emergency, but the other camera person was able to get there, but they had a little issue. But again, right now, 99 is up 6-0. David got an interception, and Casey was able to find Mike for the touchdown. Now we're going to jump in right there, 6-0. Dave on 4 rush gets sacked by Hector. They didn't throw short to get the first down. Third down, they struggle to move the ball. Dave gets blocked from Milt, throws it up to Twan. He almost catches the end zone, but drops it. F.O.E. has to punt. Now, first of all, Heck, another great sack. Guy's been playing great. Had 3 sacks last week. He's playing great. This play, Twan got to make this catch. I know it's a hard catch, but if it was easy, everybody be doing it. He's a guy that they expect to step up. He's their big all-star this year. He has to make this catch. He doesn't, and he turn over the ball.
And right now in the last 2 drives, F.O.E. hasn't looked that hot. They already turned over the ball, and now they're already through an interception.
Yeah.
And now they turn over the ball. They can't move the ball. So this is not a good formula moving forward. They need a spark on their offense in order for them to get going. Hopefully in their next drive they can make something happen.
Casey throws a Mike cutting in the middle for a decent game. Third down, Casey gets blitzed by Ja. Those are time the sideline drop. That one they're gonna have to punt. And that's a good defensive stop by F.O.E. They're not a top defense, but they are a defense, and that's a great stop by them. Dave throws a bop in the gap for a decent game. Third down, Dave throws a Twan on the sideline. That's going to be dropped. That's Twan's second drop of the day. Last down, F.O.E. needs a first down. Dave on 4 rush. Runs for a short game, but can't get the first. Turn over the ball. If you look here, only Bop stood short, and he was covered. You cannot make this mistake if you're this offense. A first down is very important to get in this league, and they're not even able to get that.
And it's because they pretty much threw away the first down by going deep. All they had to do is have 1 or 2 or 3 guys short. They got to get the first down. There's no need to look downfield. Have at least one guy going down to stretch the field out. But you need somebody there for Dave to make the first down. If not, you're going to get stopped. So this should be common sense at this point.
Second down, Casey with blocking from Book for a short gain, but 99 gets flagged for cursing. Third down, Casey's blitzed by Ja, who misses the sack. Casey throws a Mike in the gap, incomplete. 99 has to punt. I think the cursing was a huge flag, something that 99 really doesn't do, but they get a big flag here, and I think that kind of brought a stop to their drive from that point on. Dave gets blitzed by Dre, but picked up by Milt. Great block by Milt. Dave throws deep on the sideline for a big gain, But that's going to take us into the half as the time run out. 99 Problems up 6-zip. If I'm 99, we're starting slow. Time for us to turn it around, because if we're not careful, this F.O.E. team can give us a loss. So we need to turn it around second half, play a little more serious. We started off the game good, but we need to get back into the light of things.
And F.O.E., we got to figure out what's going wrong with our offense. It looks like Dave is struggling in this game. So you pinpoint that situation, you got to get him back in rhythm. A couple of short passes here to get his confidence up and get him with those accurate passes. Then he can be able to look downfield a little bit more. You got to start slow before you end up to get the bigger plays. They got to get him back in rhythm. That is the key to them winning this game. If they're not able to do that moving into the second half, I think they're in a lot of trouble, and they're looking at a loss in the second half.
99 gets the ball in the second half. They drive to the 10-yard line in 3 plays. Third and goal, Casey pass get blocked by Ghostface. Incomplete pass. Fourth down, Casey on 4 rush. Throws Lou in the back of the end zone. Lou falls, the ball's incomplete. Turnover on downs. I think the biggest play was Ghostface with the big block on 3rd down. Great play by him, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They're not able to connect. They turn over the ball.
And that's unfortunate, because even though Ghostface made a good play on defense on 3rd down, 4th down, I think they had an opportunity. Unfortunately, the field is slippery. When Lou is going for the ball, he sees a pass coming. Before he's able to react, he slips, and that leads to an incomplete pass and, unfortunately, a turnover.
First down, Dave gets blitzed by Shannon. Throws deep to the receiver. The ball hangs, picked off by Mike, giving it back to 99. And that's my issue. Dave has thrown majority of interceptions when he's been blitzed. He tries to take a shot downfield, and it's picked off by Mike. There is no receivers in the middle. This team is shooting itself in the foot. But Mike with another interception. One thing 99 is going to do, they don't have the defense that may stop you from scoring, but they cause turnovers, giving their offense more opportunities by picking the ball off. So they pick you off to give Casey more opportunities offensively, and they already got 2 for this game.
And right now, there's a lot of things that Dave is not doing right. He's not necessarily reading the defense properly. He's not necessarily making the good decisions on where he needs to throw. And he's not taking into consideration the wind out there. The wind is very windy, and you're throwing into the wind. So it's going to make you less accurate. You have to take that into account when you're throwing. Because of that, I think this is one of the reasons why he throws yet another interception in this game.
Second down, Casey throws a book in the gap for a decent game. Third down, Casey's blitzed by Ja. Throw to Shannon in the gap. That one is dropped. Last down, Casey throws to Shannon in the middle, but it stops short of the end zone. Turnover on downs. And right now, it's only 6-0. We have not really seen 99 come out and really seem like they can dominate this game. And F.O.E.'s in the game, and it's a game that they can steal. They just got to put some points on the board.
And the thing about it is, I don't see F.O.E. doing anything unless they get their offense moving. The issue here is in the next drive, they have to figure something out, because if not, all they're doing is giving away this game, because it's right there in their grasp. But if they don't figure something out on offense, they're pretty much giving away the game.
Second down, Dave throws the receiver in the gap, almost picked off by J-Mo, incomplete. Third down, Dave gets blitzed by Mac. Throws to John in the middle. That's going to be dropped. F.O.E. has to punt. First down, Casey throws to John on the sideline. Twan gets a hand in it, but John still makes the catch and crawls to the 5-yard line. And look at him crawling like a little baby. But that's a great play by John. Great awareness, gets him all the way to the 5-yard line.
Listen, he told me on the field that he wanted he thinks that should be on the not top 5. He was making fun of himself on that play. But at the end of the day, that was actually a good play. He's actually giving effort every way he can. He makes a good catch, and he's crawling to get as much yardage as he can to keep the ball moving. So why would I put that as a not top 5? That is a big play for his team, and that's a play that may cement their win. So good job on that.
Well, once you give 99 energy, that's when they really come alive. And on second and goal, Casey finds Jesse in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 12-0. They take a 2-score lead.
And because of that big play by John that he was making fun of himself about, they're able to score. So these big plays that they're coming together with on offense is getting them to score. They're taking advantage because F.O.E.'s defense looked like it's starting to wear down, and because of that, Case is able to take advantage for yet another touchdown.
Dave gets benched. I don't know why. He's a quarterback, but they bench Dave. Ghostface comes in to throw. He's on the sideline, throws on the sideline for a decent game, picking up the first down. Ghostface then throws a bop on the sideline for a decent game. Next play, Ghostface on second down throws a bop in the middle. That's knocked away by Shannon. Third down, Ghostface, you don't gotta give me third, so just take me the last down. You're weak this time. You're making it longer, and they didn't even score. That's gonna take us to last down. Ghostface throws it up, the ball sails out of bounds, turnover on downs. They change quarterbacks, pretty much the same problem, not being able to score. Second down, 99 gets the ball. Casey throws the Jets in the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. Then Casey throws deep to Shannon, wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. 18-0, 99 comes away with the win.
And that's how you see the end of the game, that defense pretty much fell apart.
Well,
That's
you know
exactly
what they say. It ain't no fun if Shannon can't get some and he gets a touchdown.
Well, that is exactly true, and that's how they able to end the game. The thing about it is, because F.O.E.'s offense was pretty much dead on arrival in this game, their defense fell apart and they weren't able to hold. And that is why the 99 was able to score more than they did their average. They were able to score 3 touchdowns in this game. That is because F.O.E. fell apart later in the game. Dave did not look good at all, but I'm not going to only kill him. They dropped a lot of passes in this game as well. This offense did not look good throughout this whole game. They did not make good decisions. They did not stay short when they needed a first down. Everything that they possibly could have did wrong in this game, they figured out a way to do on offense.
What do you think about the benching before we talk about 99?
I think that it didn't really matter at that point because that game was already over. I think once you take your main quarterback out, you're already showing that you're giving up in this game because your quarterback is your main part of winning on offense. And Ghostface, as much as he tried, he's not a quarterback. So once you take your quarterback out, you're showing that I have no confidence in you winning this game for us anymore. And by that, you're pretty much giving up in this game.
Well, I think it could hurt them. You're already down 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull your starting quarterback out to put another quarterback in who was nowhere near the same level as your starter. So if you was trying to send a message, I don't know if his message received, because now what you're going to do, you go back with the starter. Mm-hmm. You pulled him out because he wasn't doing his job. I think it all depends on how he was taken out.
Was it that he took himself out?
Exactly. So, I mean, this team has struggled offensively. This team has struggled defensively, but they have let games slip out of their hand. That's the biggest thing on them. They have to be able to put games away. The worst game to lose are the game that you had. Now, the 99, this team, listen, they beaten whoever's in front of them. The only loss they got this season was to a team that they had the game in, which was the Rebels. You got to respect this team. I think they're better than last year. This team this year is the best 99 Problems team that has been in UFL. 1 superstar. All the other top teams have several superstars. This team has 1 superstar and role players that's good at what they do, but they're not considered superstars. And this team has 1 loss.
Listen, there's a lot of different reasons, but the point is they have a quest to get to the championship, and they're well on their way with one of the best records in the East right now.
We're going to wrap this one up. 99 comes away with a win, dominant win over F.O.E. 18-zip. We're going to be right back. Real Tough Talk. Next game up. Browns versus I.O.D. This is a rivalry game. I.O.D. has been eliminated by the Browns a few years in this league. I think 2 years in a row in the playoffs. And it wasn't even able to beat them a few years back. Different I.O.D. team, different Browns team. But now this Browns team is practically back to the level of the old Browns team, minus the quarterback that took them to 2 chips, Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
I.O.D. made some pickups. Got Swiss and Akon, 2 great pickups. Went on and got the reigning MVP in Lou. So this team added weapons to go with their core of original guys. And they're coming off of a bad loss last week to 99. And I think this is the game they need in order to turn it around and show that they're seriously on a run for the championship.
And the Browns right now, when they have the full team with all the pickups that they had, the
NWO pickups.
The
AFC.
NWO, like you say, I think that this team has a lot of trouble. They have a lot of talent on both sides of the field. They have guys that can, play both ways and be dominant. At least 3 guys that I can name off the top of my head, which is Travis, Puka, and Trev. Yep. 3 guys that can play and pretty much do whatever you ask them to on the
Pablo
field.
also, don't disrespect
Yeah,
that
yeah,
man.
of course. I'm not taking away Pablo, but I'm saying out of the guys who's been in the, that played in the UFL before, these are 3 guys that's done it in the UFL already.
Right.
So my thing is, they have talent out the wazoo.
Pablo also played in the UFL before.
You're right. He played with Slaughterhouse.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. So
And
yeah.
he says he knows more than me.
On a serious note, based on that, they have talent out the wazoo. They have a quarterback that is not only, playing well when he's here, but he's very accurate. My only issue is sometimes they don't take certain parts of the game seriously. They're out there having too much fun, and I think that that's going to come back to bite them. That may happen. I don't know if this is going to be the game that they can play around in because I.O.D. is not here to play games. I think this should be a serious game for both teams.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game. Dave throws to Trav on the sideline. Passes low, but still called by Trav for a decent game. I love this guy, Trav. The guy, he has not played on an all-star level this year, but the guy is a playmaker, makes a big play for the first down. Dave with 2 more passes on the sideline for a decent game. 3rd down, Dave throws a pass to Nut on the sideline. Buck gets a hand in it, but can't knock the ball, and Nut makes a catch to run it into the end zone for the touchdown, 6-0. I know we talk about Wes. Wes is a Hall of Fame guy. He's the Jerry Rice of this game, still playing. But Nut has to be up there like the Andre Rison or something like that.
Yeah.
Because this guy has been playing a long time also and still shows the capability of making plays. Not on West's level, but what they asked him to do is different from what Carver asked West to do.
Yeah.
Nut showing the ability to still be able to make plays younger, better than guys half his age. Great play by Nut showing he can still do it. 6-0 Browns.
But I think that the quarterback is what brings the best out of Nut. When you had him with Reggie, this guy was playing very great, very good for the offense. When you have something
with Landy,
I don't think that the formula kind of worked out when it was Landy at the helm. Nothing against Landy, it just didn't work out. They didn't gel together the same way that him and Reggie did. And now Dave is picking up that slack, gelling with his offensive guys, not only throwing to his own guys that he brought here, but now he's putting Nut into that offense. Nut is a capable offensive player, and Dave is getting connected with him here.
3rd down with Johnny, with great blocking from Johnny on the giver. I.O.D. throws a Swiss on the sideline, who runs for a decent game, picking up the 1st down. I.O.D. on 4 rush throws a buck in the gap to get him to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal, I.O.D. finds Lou in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Johnny gets the extra point, 7-0. The reigning MVP gets his first touchdown in week 6 of the season. Finally, cashing in. I.O.D. cashes in on the big money they gave him in the offseason to come here. And he finally makes the money worth it here.
And this is, if you choose whatever game to do it in, I think that this is a good game to do it in, at least to start off, because regardless of what he was supposed to do this season, get all these, these touchdowns, in his head, he thought that he was going to be able to do
because
it.
we both said he would not
No,
make an
he
all-star
wouldn't.
team.
But the thing about it is, if you're able to do this every now and then, I think that that's enough. As long as you're contributing and being a target for I.O.D., making his job easier, I think that they all benefit for it. And here's a touchdown that they benefit from.
7-0 I.O.D. takes the lead back. Dave, after getting the 1st down, throws a cush on the sideline for a short gain. 3rd down, Dave gets blitzed by Lou. Throws a Trav on the sideline for more yards. 4th and goal at the 15-yard line. Dave finds Pablo in front of the end zone with a nice strike for the touchdown. Kush gets the extra point. Browns take the lead right back, 13-7. We got us a game.
And now here's another target getting into the game with Pablo. This is a person that you had to correct me in saying that he is another two-way player. I didn't remember him right off the bat because when he played with the Slaughterhouse, he had the crazy blonde hair on the top or whatnot. But listen, he's still here. He's a talented player. He gets open on offense here, and Dave rewards him with a touchdown pass.
I.O.D. throws to Johnny in the gap for a decent game, picking up the 1st down. Then I.O.D. throws to Johnny in the middle, who pitches it to Swiss for a nice game. This I.O.D. team does that pitch play better than anybody in football. Not in the UFL, in football. Great play by them. I.O.D. on 3rd down, scrambles, throws deep to Swiss, but he didn't know he has Travis on him, and Travis gets the big pick, giving it back to the Browns. Great pick off by Travis.
And one thing you got to say is whenever Travis is there, you got to pay attention to where he can get to, because this guy has a quick step. He's quick on his feet, and he is a great, capable defender. He's able to read this play like a book and pick it off. That's one person you don't want to throw in his vicinity.
Browns can't get nothing after that, it's going to take us to the half 13-7. If I'm the Browns, this is exactly what we want. First of all, we wanted to show I.O.D. our firepower, and we did it. Not even getting involved. Trev making a nice play. Pablo scoring. Travis getting an interception. We wanted to show this team we have firepower. And you may have known us as a defensive team, but we could put up points, and we just did.
At the end of the day, if I'm I.O.D., I am not sweating what happened in the first half. You know, we're still in this game. I.O.D. took a shot and he threw a pick, but he's showing this Browns team that he is not shying away from taking those attempts. They have to stay on their toes because I.O.D. is going to take those shots. I.O.D. is going to make those attempts, and I.O.D. is going to find a way to get past their defense. He's not slowing down, and Browns need to be prepared for the second half because I know I.O.D.'s not going to slow down.
Second half, I.O.D. on 4 rush, throws Lou on the sideline, passes high. Lewis hit hard by Pablo, incomplete. I.O.D. then with 3 passes for a nice game, 4th and goal. I.O.D. finds Buck in the end zone for the touchdown. Hummer gets the 2-point conversion, 15-13. I.O.D. takes the lead right back.
One thing I'm going to say, you may not like this, but right now I think I'm going to steal your line and saying that he's a bad man.
Hey.
You didn't patent it, so it doesn't matter. You cannot touch me at all when I say it. Again, he's a bad man, and he was on this drive here. He's able to, stretch down the field. He made attempts downfield, stretch the defense out, get into the gaps, and he's able to drive down the field and score. This is an impressive drive for I.O.D.
Dave throws deep to Pablo, cutting across the field. Pablo with a great catch. Big game for the first down. Pablo gets lost in this Travis, Puka, Trev. He is a big game player and a big play maker, and he's making it here right now. We didn't know about him with Slaughterhouse, but we know about this man now. Second down, Dave throws to Travis in a gap cutting. That's going to be dropped. Third down, Dave rolls right on 4 rush, throws to Travis on the sideline, off target, incomplete. Last down, Dave is blitzed by Lou. Rolls right, throws it up, incomplete, turnover on downs, and I.O.D. is able to stop the Browns. After just scoring, the Browns want to strike right back. I.O.D. is able to stop, and that's a huge stop by I.O.D.
And the thing about it is that score that they had in that last drive, I think that got their morale up. Their defense is ready. They're fired up to make a play, and that's exactly what happened. They were able to pressure Dave in this drive, keep him rolling out, keep him from staying in the pocket, and because of that, he wasn't able to make as many accurate passes he needed to, and that's what caused the turnover.
Second down, I.O.D. throws a slasher, cutting in the gap for a decent gain. I.O.D. evidently get the first down in the next 2 plays. Then I.O.D. throws deep to slasher, running towards the sideline, almost picked off by Pablo. Second down, I.O.D. throws a Buck in the gap, Buck not looking, incomplete. Third down, I.O.D. throws deep to Lou on the sideline, picked off by Travis. So you put in a Lou, I'm going to raise you with a Travis, and Travis gets his second interception. He's a bad man, but this was a bad choice, picked off by Travis.
And the thing about it, that's the whole reason why they put Travis there. They knew eventually that they was going to go back to Lou. Travis is waiting for that pass. Unfortunately for I.O.D., this probably would have been something if he would have threw it a little bit deeper. This is a short pass. It falls right into Travis' hands. Travis being aware with another interception.
Dave with 3 passes to get to the 45-yard line. Then Dave on 4th down with a quick hike, throws to Travis on the sideline, drop, turnover on down. Travis has to make that catch. You can't have 2 picks. You can't be a big game player and not make this catch. That's a huge drop on Travis there.
And I think that he was, regardless, no excuses, but I think that he was caught off guard with that quick pass there by Dave. Dave, as soon as he hiked it, pretty much flicked it to him on the sideline. Travis wasn't able to react to it, and it falls right through his hands. Regardless of what, he should be prepared for anything, especially knowing that they're trying to catch the defense sleeping, but Travis was himself caught sleeping on that play.
Second down, I.O.D. throws a switch, cutting in the middle for a nice gain. Last down with blocking from Jody. I.O.D. scrambles and throws a Hummer open in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 21-13, I.O.D.
And now you have a blocker in Johnny protecting I.O.D., giving him those extra seconds that he needs to make that touchdown pass. Johnny's another person that consistently is a good blocker for this I.O.D. team. He's able to open up some time for I.O.D. to make this play, and they're able to score yet again.
Dave gets the ball back. They're down 8. Dave on 4 rush, runs for a decent gain. Second down, Dave is blitzed by Gotti, throws a Trevor on the sideline for a nice gain. 4th and goal. Dave throws the pass in the middle. The pass is blocked by Lou, incomplete. End the game. I.O.D. comes away with the win, 21-13 over the Browns.
And who makes the game winning stop on this game?
The reigning MVP.
And that is why they have him. It's small plays like that. He doesn't have to be the one to dominate the game on both sides. But as long as he's able to make the simple plays that he made in this game, he had a touchdown and a block pass. That block pass was what helped them win this game. Because if they score on this play, they have a chance to steal this game away from I.O.D. Lou is there at the right time, at the right moment, able to make the right play to get them the win that they need in this game.
And if I'm the Browns, we hang our hat on defense. We gave up 21 points. It's a little too much. But the offense kind of let us down. Travis got to catch that ball. He's too talented not to make that catch. That hurts. You know what I mean? That's a big stop that we got. And then the drive before that, Dave makes a big play to Pablo, moving around. But then 3rd and 4th down, we can't do nothing. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, we drop the ball, throw a pass off target, and then it's incomplete. We cannot do that. If we want to be an elite team and beat these teams, we got to make plays. Now, don't get me wrong, we're still learning to play with each other. Mm-hmm. And the Browns is definitely a team, if I'm in the East, I do not want to play this team in the first round. Mm. I don't want to play Browns in the first round. In the East, I don't want to play Never Scared in the West in the first round. Those are the two teams I don't want to play in the East and the West. But Browns are going to be okay. But that's too many points they gave up. That's not in their forte. And they got to realize that this is not the same I.O.D. team that they used to smack around the schoolyard. This team has got bigger. And especially when they got the General Swiss there. And I know this is Slasher's team. This is I.O.D's team. But once Swiss gets it, it's a complete different, it's a change of pace. The attitude this season with them has changed. The toughness with them has changed. And they feel like this is their year once Swiss is on the field.
And the thing is, Swiss is not there to take over the team. He's not there to, put points on the scoreboard or do all of this stuff that you would some people would expect him to do. But he's there as support for whatever they need. He's there to be put in certain positions that they need that in that moment in time.
Yep.
He's there to blitz the quarterback. He's there to lock up as a linebacker. He's there to drop in as a slot receiver.
He's running a punt back already this year.
Running punts back, like you said. Pitches, all of these things he's able to add himself to, and also being another captain on the field, another leader on the field to help guys like I.O.D. and Slasher keep their heads on the field, because sometimes they can be under pressure, and I.O.D. can be one to lose his head on the field. Swiss is that person that
I.O.D. respects him, and he will calm down.
And that is the whole point, and that sometimes is something that's priceless when you have something like that on your team to help you clear your head when you're on the field.
All right, we're gonna wrap this one up. I.O.D. with the close win over the Browns, 21-13. We're gonna be right back on Road Top Talk.